Hello. Okay, how y'all doing tonight? I am shooting. So I'm recording tonight. I honestly, I was thinking about freestyling it, but ultimately I want to introduce myself because I'm filming myself horizontally, I'm looking to ideally be posting on YouTube. Not sure, if this is what I want to do forever. But again, I just want to introduce y'all to me. If you don't know who I am Bianca. I am the womb practitioner located in New Jersey, the womb awakener, the postpartum Haitian bath spiritualist, giver, or herbalist, and all the things. It's so many things that I do. And so it's so hard to like name it all in a bunch, but ultimately what I love, what is my passion is womb, is talking about the womb, is talking about womb wellness and helping women expand their knowledge when it comes to how important your reproductive organs are future to your future, the reason why you came down here and you were born into this world, into this earth, this universe. It's so impactful that you understand the power of your womb. And so that's my mission. That's what I love to talk about. From experience, this is my gateway to feeling abundant and free. It's to talk about and to teach about the womb, teach about the reproductive organs. So, with that being said, I'm looking to post more on YouTube or just post this on YouTube and see how it's going to go. I do want to do some lives as well, some live streams, but pre-recording is the best for me because I get off work and I can come through and give y'all the tools and the knowledge, right? First of all, I just want to first and foremost, I just want to talk about the importance of the womb and the power of the womb. Okay, and this is a diagram of the internal womb, right? The reproductive organs like the ovaries and the uterine lining and all the things. Well, the main here's the thing, right? That women should understand how powerful their womb is. This is what they want. This is what y'all need to know, right? Understanding that the womb is a part of your matriarchal lineage is so important, because then you can go on a rabbit hole and start to learn your matriarchal history. And what I mean by that is you can go talk to your mother if you are connected to her. You can go speak to your aunties if you are connected to them. You can go speak to your grandmother if she's still living and ask them about their womb stories, their womb history. Okay, and it's so important that you know what happened to them, whether when they were in relations with men, especially when they were giving birth, when they were carrying, when they were pregnant, what was happening at the time, what was their reality, what was happening in the world while they were carrying, while they were with child, in their world, in their universe, in their state, in their country. Was there war while they were going to give birth or while they were carrying? Were they abused, physically abused? Was there domestic violence? Was there history of domestic violence within your matriarchal lineage? This is the things that you need to know, and this is why it's so important to not only do womb cleanses, right? And so that you can target different ovaries or different reproductive organs so that you can cleanse, but it's also important to know the spiritual and emotional aspects of womb wellness. This is womb wellness. Womb wellness is womb history. History erases the mystery. You can stop guessing now. It's time to know. When you know, as soon as you know, you break the mold, right? Or you break the conditioning and the programming, and you can't go back. You can never go back. And that's one of the best places to be. It's gonna require transition and sadness and grief. It will bring in those emotions. because you will have to change now that you know better. So what is the womb is what I want to talk about today. And we'll see how far we're going to go with this, but we want to talk about how the womb is the feminine organ that represents the matriarchal lineage of your life, of your lifespan. Okay, so when you heal your womb, when you are healing your reproductive organs, when you are sitting on a yoni steam and letting the heat and the herbs penetrate your reproductive organs, penetrate your ovaries, okay, penetrate your fallopian tube and your vaginal canal, then you are actually calling in your ancestors and you're calling in your matriarchal lineage to come help cleanse you, as well as you are helping to cleanse them, because they probably didn't get to sit on no yoni seat or yoni steam sauna or womb sauna. They probably were, not probably, but honestly, most of our ancestors were controlled. Okay, there was not much freedom in their lives. There was not much freedom to heal and time to heal like how we have it. We have really beautiful, great opportunity now in this lifetime as their descendants, to clear the pathway for them. And when we clear the pathway for them, we are clearing this pathway, this vaginal canal. We are clearing it when we sit on that womb steam. We are clearing that vaginal canal for them as well. For all the rape, for all the abuse, for all the times they said no and they still had to give in to the man that was stronger than them, that they, supposedly they called their husband, yet their husband was forcing them and or causing what is it or causing domestic violence or using domestic violence against their woman or their wife. So although many of our ancestors, they were married, but they were still abused. Right now, there is a calling for women to stop the abuse, right? The internal, emotional, spiritual abuse, by way of clearing the pathway, okay? Clearing the pathway with herbs. Okay, and that's why, and that's my lane, herbs. My lane is herbs. My lane is using the water and the elements and using the fire, using candles, candle magic, candle rituals, self-love practices and rituals. This is my work, and the way that you are going to start to love yourself is by sitting on a womb sauna, sitting on a womb steam, several times, many times, and then consistently, and then making it a lifestyle, making it a part of your soul, the way that you reconnect with your soul. This is it. This is important. All right. So I want you to know how important it is to cleanse your womb space, because you're not only cleansing yourself, you're not only detoxifying rape imprints within your bloodline and domestic violence imprints within your bloodline, as well as abortion imprints and miscarriages within your bloodline. You are also cleansing it you're cleansing it 7 generations backwards. So you're not just doing it for 1 generation, but you're doing it for 7 generations backwards, forwards. What you do today will affect what happens in the future. Okay? It will affect the DNA of your descendants. Okay. So, with that being said, your ancestors, your great-great-grandmothers, your foremothers, these are the people that you call upon when you begin to work with the womb. So this ain't no joke. All right, this is real serious work. Once you get started, you can never go back. So the womb is, oop, let me fix this camera, y'all. And my phone about to die. So we're just gonna focus on the womb today. The womb represents darkness. Okay? This is why when you go to the OBGYN, they're using something with, well, when you're getting like what's that called again? It's like it ends with ski, but it's like when they're really going in there to see if there is, if there is they usually do this if there's something really detrimental going on in the womb, maybe like a cancer or some ovarian issues and things like that. But issues like that, real impactful diseases, womb diseases, they're going in there, and they're going in there with a flashlight or some sort of a light. Okay? And the reason why, it's because it's dark in there. Okay? The womb is the void. Okay, the vaginal canal, there is no light in there. There is no light in there. It's actually the void. The whole entire womb, though, although this is the vagina, the womb in its entirety is the void. It is darkness, where the nothingness begins. Okay, where nothingness exists. Okay, so even the belly as well, right? This is the same concept, where the baby grows. That is the void as well, and the baby grows from the nothingness, okay, and becomes like a tiny little seed, and then becomes this grand person and being from the void. But initially, that's what it is, okay? And this is key to keep in mind, right? To keep in mind that you are so impactful, right? Or you hold such power that the nothingness comes from you. Just a little droplet, just a little drop a little something there, and you nurture it, and it will grow. Okay? If you destroy it, it will grow as well. Anything can happen when it comes to the womb. There's so many possibilities. The possibilities are endless. And this is how you have to look at life. What you put in will grow, and it will fester. If you put toxicity into the womb, okay, then certain things may happen to the ovaries, right? Cysts can form into the ovaries. This ovary is healthy. This ovary has trauma. Okay, so there's particular things that can happen if you're putting the wrong things into your body. What happens is things fester, and they become larger and larger and larger, and a cyst can form on this ovary, right? Some, maybe the fallopian tube gets blocked, right? And then when you're looking at all the blockages in your life, you got to think about, are there blockages in your womb? Do they correlate? Because they may not, but is there a correlation? Because if you do have issues within your uterus, you have to look at how your life is playing out as well. All right. So being aware, and then being intentional about what you're putting into your womb, because the womb is the nothingness. Anything can grow, anything can happen. Excuse me. All right, and I got my notes, sorry. I got my notes, y'all. So what else are we going to talk about? Okay, so we're going to talk about this. The womb is also the place of creation. The womb is also the place of joy, okay? Hence to why the womb, pulsates when there's something great happening in her life. The womb reacts to stimuli, positive stimuli. The womb actually clenches and holds almost her breath when there's negativity surrounding her, when there is when she's in a car accident, right? If there's trauma that's happening to the body, or if there's things that put you in danger, your womb actually tells you. She clenches. You may not notice that because you might be used to it, honestly. You may just, it's something that's repetitive and over and over and over, right? And you might not be aware, but you have to be aware of how she feels around 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 certain people, around certain energies, around in particular places. If you go to a hotel, to an Airbnb, you got to be so aware. The womb is intuitive. The womb is intuitive, and the womb seeks joy and pleasure. Okay? And it's not only by way of sexual intercourse and being pleased, although this is a plus, but the womb loves to be nurtured, and the womb is nurtured through laughter and relief, right? And breathing deep belly breaths. When you breathe and you take a deep breath, the womb breathes, and the womb takes a deep breath, and the womb can relax. So this is why I'm an advocate for sitting on the womb seat or the womb sauna. There's so many different names. Yoni steam. Okay, I have been practicing sitting on my yoni steam for years. I've elevated from like a basic chair. Well, I was squatting first, right? My knees was hurting. Sitting on a basic chair I got from Amazon for like $50. And then after that, I invested $200 and something on a wooden chair or a wooden steam sauna, like, because it's not even a chair. It becomes like this, like this magical place, which it is. I'm actually gonna go steam after this. I'm so excited. But yes, and I'm just like, again, I am grateful to be here and to actually embody the practice and to actually do this monthly as a form of self-care. Besides buying myself flowers, okay? Besides buying myself flowers and besides buying myself flowers every week, besides doing my facials and taking care of my skin, and then sitting on the womb seat is also an addition, and just all the things, right? All the girly things. So just gonna bring back the wombs. So with that being said, the womb is also represents death and transformation. Doom, 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 doom. This is what no one wants to talk about. No one wants to talk about death. No one wants to, everybody wants to ignore transformation, when transformation is actually looking for you all the time. Transformation is seeking you out. There's no way to run. You could run in circles and circles, but transformation will forever come and give you signs. And when you refuse it, it makes it worse. It makes it so much worse because you delay your next lifetime. You delay your future. And the things that you hope for sometimes require transformation and death. So meaning it requires some uncomfortability. It requires being hurt. It requires grief. It requires death, pain. The way through is through pain and joy simultaneously, right? The joy and the pain. That's what the womb is about. It's about creating, and sometimes creation is painful. Having a baby is painful. Coming out of your vaginal canal, it opens wide up, right? This is painful, right? It's not pleasant either at the same time. I mean, yeah, some people may say it's pleasant, or you breathe it out and so it becomes almost pleasant. It's a mind thing, but still, you still feel that pain. If y'all know, y'all know. If you had a baby, you know how it feels. It feels like you're taking a big ass shit. So anyway, if it's time for you to, break up with a spouse, and there might be turmoil. There might be turmoil if there's some time for you to, leave someone behind. It might not end all pleasant. Okay, that's transformation. This is what I mean about transformation. It's not always pretty. It's not always the way that. Alright, so I don't know what happened to that filter that I was using. I'm so like, whatever. But this is cute. Gave me a little lash. So anyway, y'all, when it comes to the womb, you have to think about water. Okay, the womb needs lots of water. The womb is made up of water. Our bodies are made up of water. 80% of water. Okay, so think about the amniotic fluid that the baby swims in. The baby swims in the amniotic fluid, and this is a protectant, right? The fluid is a sealant. It's a way to protect the thing that you are nurturing, right? So when it comes to, in correlation to nurturing the womb, then think about water. Okay, think about feeding yourself water. Think about water rituals. Think about getting in the bath. Think about the womb sauna, the womb steam, the yoni steam. When you use water, both water and herbs or an herbal concoction to adjust or to heal, okay, any particular ailments that you may be having within your life, right, within your womb space. That's what you're going to do, right? That's what you're going to use these specific herbs, and you're going to blend it with the water, with warm water. Okay, you boil that water, but you boil the water, then you add your herbs, and then you let the herbs seep in for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you sit on that steam, and you don't say nothing. You can chant, you can say your prayers, but you do not get on that phone. This is your alone time. This is your time to finally think. And as a mother, this is really important. So think about the amniotic fluids, the original water. The amniotic fluids, the original water, the first waters. Think about the first waters that you've ever come close or ever been connected to. It's the amniotic fluids. It's the fluids that protected you while you were growing. Okay, so water is a sealant. Water is a protective energy. Using water consistently in different ways, different mediums, spiritual mediums, then you're doing something, right? Or you're working on yourself. It's never ending. Our path to healing, our path to being amazing and all the things, but you need to be working with water and the water spirits. Fluids need to get to your body. Fluids need to get to your womb space. Okay, and again, I spoke about how the amniotic fluid is representative of what kept you safe. So yes, the womb is what keeps you safe. When you cleanse your womb space, and you cleanse your heart at the same time, because the womb and the heart is interconnected. Those are two powerhouses when it comes to organs. All right, if you really want to protect yourself from fuckboy energy, if you really want to protect yourself from parasites, parasitical people, and if you really want to protect yourself from the evil eye, or if you want to protect yourself from your mind, like saying these negative things about yourself, then you have to get into the practice of womb magic, womb ritual, womb cleansing, because again, the womb and the heart are powerhouses, are places where are the organs where women are affected the most, right? The heart is next to the breast, and so if your heart is affected, then your breast is the next door neighbor and can come next. So we want to always make sure our hearts are very, very light. Okay, and so when you cleanse your womb space, simultaneously you are working on cleansing your heart. Actually, subconsciously you might not know, consciously you might not know this, but you are. But then also you need to be taking deep breaths while you're sitting on your womb steam, while you're sitting on your womb womb sauna. Okay. And again, some more good shit is how it's pretty much understanding that the womb is your higher self, right? The womb is the higher version of you, okay? Or it holds the higher version of you. This is what happened to me, okay? It's been 8 years now, 7 to 8 years now. And when I started to work on my womb, when I put intention into healing my womb, but also like, well, listen to this. When I started to work on, you know, having a healthy period through womb cleansing, which that's what it did. It helped me. One of the benefits is healing your menstrual cycle. Okay, but you also have to eat the right foods. You also have to not necessarily go on a diet, but you have to change the way that you've learned to eat, eating less processed foods. I haven't ate McDonald's or Burger King, White Castle, excuse me, Chick-fil-A in 7, 8 years. I haven't. And I'll never go back. And that's the thing that the womb does for you. The more you do it, the more you cleanse yourself and your body holistically, naturally, the less you want to put bad things back into these spaces, these divine spaces, right? So again, divine intelligence, right? Divine intelligence. When I started working on my womb, I started to get divine, and I started to my intelligence, my divinity was expanding. So I was getting dreams. I would dream about things. I was getting intuitive, like clairaudience messages, so that I can do certain things, proceed different ways, learn different things when it came to either my business or just being an adult, right? I think my womb practices for tapping into just being an adult, and getting out of that phase where I feel like, somebody's gonna come save me. You can save yourself. Your womb will teach you that. Your womb power will teach you that only you will be able to save yourself. Okay. Ooh, got an itch. And ooh. Okay. So again, that's what happened to me. I started to, I practiced self-love. I didn't even realize I was practicing self-love practices. Like, this alone was self-love practice, right? Changing the way I ate, not eating certain foods anymore, womb steaming consistently, healing my menstrual cycle from heavy bleeding and blood clots, and terrible cramping pains, sharp pains, all the pains. Okay, feeling like I can't do nothing when I was on my period. None of that happens to me ever, since this has been 7 to 8 years now. So with that being said as well, I also was able to tap into my femininity and release and let go through doing this work. But it took years upon years. It's like literally peeling an onion, how they say, peeling an onion. You are the onion. You are uncovering yourself. All the things that you've laid hidden, that's been laid dormant, that people have programmed you, your family, your teachers as a young girl, that you were not that important. You are important, because you are like an onion. You have layers to you to get to that soul, to get to your true essence, to get to being confident again in yourself and loving yourself. Buying myself flowers now, and making sure that I stand up for myself and speak up for myself, using my voice to empower others. Yeah, I didn't get here just by getting here. I got here from womb healing. And so womb healing will teach you, my last note is, womb healing will teach you the difference between being empowered and disempowered. How others are empowered and disempowered around you, You're going to see it with clear eyes, and how you are disempowering yourself in the way that you speak to yourself. You're going to catch it, and you better catch it through womb healing, womb practices. And it goes deeper, y'all.